Welcome to Comadres y Comics. Comadres y Comics is a podcast hosted by 3 Latina women.
We highlight the Latinx presence in the comic book industry as creators, characters, and fans.
Join us as we talk chisme, comics, fandom, and beer. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Comadres y Comics. This is episode 252, which is incredible. Can't believe it. 252, guys. And here we are, coming to you live. We are your hosts. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
Hi, ladies. By the way, guys, it is Kristen's birthday month. Woo!
Yay!
Give it up.
I miss our soundboard.
I know.
We got to
Time
figure out
to
a way
reintroduce it.
Yeah, we got to find a way to introduce that back into the system here. But anyway, today was Kristen's first meal for her birthday month. We went and we had pho and at my favorite spot, and it was delicious.
It was very, very delicious.
Yes,
so good.
Yeah.
And the spring rolls were amazing.
So good.
Yeah, and I was like, this is Jen's fault because I've been thinking about these spring rolls for like a week.
Oh yeah, because we watched you eat yours last time.
I was about to order some again today too, but then I was just like, no, I'm gonna try something different. And I did. I got Persian food instead, which is still delicious. Exactly.
God,
I had chicken maison yesterday.
Oh, so good. That was one of the, when I was back in LA, I was running errands with my parents someplace in like Torrance. I think we had dropped off some books. Yeah. And afterwards we went to Chicken Maison. I was just all like, let's go. And my parents were just like, yes, I miss that place. I'm just like, cool. You're here. Let's go.
I used to eat it a lot when I would go hang out with Eddie or pick him up or whatever when he worked at Jeffries.
Yeah. I don't know if they were healthy, but they were delicious.
I know. I don't either, but I'm not going to ask.
Neither am I.
After we had pho, we went to Gonzales Northgate, right there in Gardena, and it was just great. We bought some aguas.
Yes.
And then we got some champurrado and some bolillos and some.
Oh my gosh.
Carnitas.
I took them out of the bag when I got home and just like rushing it past my nose. I was like, oh, that smells so fucking good.
Yeah. So, and I'm actually hungry again. So after we record, I'm going to go eat my carnitas. But we also got these like purple tortillas that were hot off the presses.
I love the blue tortillas.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It was really a lot of fun. We went around the whole shop and it was cool. It was pretty cool.
I only regret that I was so full from the pho that every time Sarah's like, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? I'm like, no, I don't want anything. My tummy's so full, but I feel better now. So next time I'm going to go hungry.
Next time you know.
I was thinking we could just buy it and take it home and eat it when we got hungry again, but
but that didn't even appeal to me.
Yeah, she was like, no, it's okay. And I go, well, first of all, you definitely need to get this bolillo because it just came out of the oven, and it was sitting there and they were putting it up, and it looked delicious and it smelled even better. So, yep. Definitely. If you guys get a chance, go out to some ethnic markets out there. They're like a lot of fun. Like, I know we were talking about that one Asian market. What was it? Ranchero market, Kristen?
Ranch 99?
Ranch 99.
Ranch 99, yes.
Ranch 99 is great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's never stopped me. I would go in downtown LA with some Marukai. Right here, it's Mitsuwa, which is the Japanese market.
Yes.
And there is a Vietnamese market not too far from me, and that's where I go get all my discount vegetables, because the ones that are about to they like pretty them up, but like, you know, you can tell you have like maybe like 3 days to use it before it starts going bad. And I'm just all like, all this for $1? Sign me up. But they also have like a bunch of like other stuff. There's Seafood City, which is apparently, I didn't know this, but it was Filipino market. Yeah.
That's where Frank and I get our oysters.
And they're really good because there's like the market itself, but it's also surrounded by like, it's basically a food court as well in the front.
Yes.
Yeah. So good. Like, don't do not deny or deprive your guys. Like one, you could find better discounted like vegetables and stuff like that, which is why I go to that Vietnamese market all the freaking time. Or you can find like places that have like really great fresh food that's like prepared there for super cheap. You're just buying it in bulk and stuff like that, or just in the new experience, you could see how what it is that other people eat.
Yeah. And then the lady kept asking if I wanted to taste things. And I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want to. Like, I wanted to in my mind, but my stomach was like, no more.
She did, however, taste this salsa, and it turned out to be really delicious. We took one each home. So
nice.
So now we have that delicious salsa as well. But no, that was a lot of fun. I really want to do that again because they had pan de dulce, they had gelatinas, they had tamales too.
Oh yeah, strawberry, pineapple. Mm-hmm. I've never had strawberry before.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and try that strawberry.
I mean, we stood in the coffee section for quite a long time, and I'm like, it's such a disgrace or disservice to the community that regular stores like Ralph's don't carry more ethnic. They have like an ethnic aisle that they shove all the ethnicities into one spot. But like in the coffee section alone, there was like shelf after shelf after shelf of just amazing coffees. And they had champurrado, they had café de olla, like all kinds of things that you can take home and make your own. And I was like, man, this is like a whole new world.
Yes, a lot of fun, and all the selection of dried chiles was amazing.
Oh yeah, the big wall.
Yeah, the big wall of dried chilies. I was like, yes. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely.
I'm a latecomer to Northgate. I had heard about it for many years, but I just never made my way. So thank you, Sarah, for taking me and introducing me to my own culture.
Well, you're welcome. And I was able to get some, because now Café de Olla also comes in Keurig cups. So like, I'm excited to try that.
Oh.
Yeah. So I got that, and I got the, I think it was
it's not the same, one. But
yeah. Yeah, but in a pinch, it really helps.
It'll do, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to try that on Monday. That'll be cool. Or maybe tomorrow. We're going to go to the swap meet.
Wow. Wow. You guys are having fun without me. What the fuck?
Well, I haven't gone to the swap meet. I mean, I think in over a year. So I'm excited to just be there again and see what's new. And we already saw this little video that they put up on their website, and all the food, pupusas,
elotes. Forget all the actual items for sale there. All we saw was all the food.
Yes, most definitely. Very exciting, very exciting. All right, guys, now it's time for Chisme de la Semana. And today's Chisme comes from yours truly. And this is the Chisme, okay, because my brother did not tell me that we had Peacock again. And so then as soon as I found out we had Peacock, I binged the whole 199th season of Law and Order SVU. And just went to town on that. It was just great. And then when I thought like maybe there's going to be more episodes. These are the crimes. Yes, exactly. And I was like, oh no, I just did the whole season. Oh man, I pulled the trigger too fast on that one. So then I was like, okay, what else? So I'm scrolling. I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't seen Bel-Air in a minute. Maybe there's a new season. Lo and behold, Bel-Air season 3. And the Chisme is the very first episode of season 3. The Banks are throwing their Juneteenth celebration party. So that brings us full circle to happy Juneteenth, guys. It's this month. We're very happy about that celebration of freedom. That's right. So yeah, check it out. It's again a season 3 of Bel-Air on Peacock. And I love me some Carlton. I'm really loving his development in this season as opposed to how he had that drug problem in the previous season. So It's been pretty cool. And Marlon Wayans, oh my God, he is like fine wine, dude. I had no idea he would be so fucking hot. Oh, because when in the past he was like really skinny and one of the skinniest Wayne brothers, but my God, did he just blossom into a delicious man? Agua se me hizo la boca. Anyway, yeah, he plays Will Smith's father. So that's that's interesting, and he's not a very good guy, but damn, he's hot. We cannot deny that. But it's been very entertaining. I'm almost done with the 3rd season, so check it out. It's a really, really, really good show. I really enjoy it.
I'm just interested in getting Peacock because Love Island is off the fucking chain this season.
I've seen stuff about it. I haven't.
Me too.
I have Peacock as well through my internet provider. But I mostly use it to watch like recent movies. I think I watched like Oz, because it was on there. It premiered on there first. So I'll check it out. I need to find some other love show to remind me why I'm not a heterosexual.
I heard that it's a special that they're having right now where it's $25 for the entire year.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's really good.
$25 for the entire year. Yeah, definitely. Well, that is freaking awesome. So that is my chisme, guys. All right, guys, now it's time for On My Radar. Kirsten, what is on your radar?
So on my radar, many weeks ago, I don't know if it was on my radar or by Chisme, but I shared with you in February that at the Comics Pro, I don't know what it is, event. Yeah, I'll just say
yes, that event. Yeah.
The Comics Pro Summit. Thank you.
Summit.
Yeah. That Marvel and DC got on the stage together to announce they were doing a crossover. But they didn't give any more information other than it was going to be 2 one-shots that were going to be coming out in the future of this year, 2025. And it was finally revealed who the characters were going to be in in these 2 one-shots. So, and honestly, I hope that it does really well. But when I first heard it, I'm like, what? Like, seriously, what the fuck? Like, it didn't sound very, like it went together. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be interesting, but it just seems so weird. But anyway, the team up or versus, or I don't know what the storyline is going to be, is Deadpool and Batman.
No fucking way. What? Oh my God. I gotta see that. I gotta read that to believe that.
Sounds kind of campy, but at the same time, like we've had Batman TMNT. Batman, like, and what is it? What, Batman Power Rangers or whatever? I don't remember. So maybe not too far out. Was it the Looney Tunes crossover that happened like a couple years ago? Right. Yes. That too, that was surprisingly good.
Mm-hmm. The Batman Elmer Fudd one shot of that series won so many freaking awards. It was so good. And to
Tom
this
King,
day,
I know you can write.
To this day, if you find that single issue out in the wild that's not the reprint, it actually can get you like $20 to $40 on eBay. So
nice. I do own it.
Oh, do you? Nice.
Yeah.
So again, this crossover was first teased earlier this year, and it's been 21 years since the last Marvel DC crossover. So it was really, I know, it was really anticipated of what they were going to do. And they last year reprinted their previous crossover in a couple of omnibuses that did very well for retailers. I remember just seeing anecdote after anecdote of retailers talking about how they couldn't keep those omnibuses on the shelf. And those of you that remember George Perez's sad passing a few years ago, they re-released the Justice League, is it
JLA Avengers?
Yeah, JLA Avengers crossover that he did in kind of honor and as a fundraiser for his family, and that we couldn't keep off on the shelves either. It just and that was a limited run though because it was a fundraiser. But this year, Jim Lee, who is the publisher over at DC, basically announced that it's going to be the Deadpool Batman for Marvel, and then for DC it'll be Batman Deadpool. So they'll just switch the order of the names, and the Deadpool Batman is going to be coming out September 17th. So that either is coming up on FOC really soon. I don't know. Let me see here in this article that I read if it says when FOC is. No, it doesn't say, but it just says that it's going to be released on September 17th. So usually that's 2 to 3 months that Marvel does FOC because they're crazy like that. But if you're interested, get your name on that pool at your retailer. Let them know you want it. 100%. I'm just going to assume that all retailers are going to order heavy on this, but don't leave your retailer guessing that you want it or that you want whatever cover or whatever. Make sure that you let them know. And then the Batman Deadpool one shot is not going to come out till November, so you still have some time to let your retailer know that you want it. But I actually, even though it didn't sound like it went together, I'm actually very interested because of course Deadpool is very quippy, very sarcastic, and Batman is so straight-faced and so straight-laced, and so I think that definitely they're going to play off each other, and it's going to be very interesting. Oh, and the writer, let's see if I can I don't remember who the writer is, or if I actually read who the writer was. So
that was going to be my question.
Oh my gosh, wait. Okay. I do know who the writers are. Okay, so, and it's actually pretty substantial. The writer of Deadpool Batman is Zeb Wells, and the artist, Greg Capullo. Yes. And then,
for Marvel?
Yes.
Wow.
Then for DC, the writer for Batman Deadpool is Grant Morrison, and the artist is Dan Mora. So
Grant Morrison agreed? I mean,
yep.
Huh. I mean, if it was to be like any book, it would be
right?
a Batman book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Even more reasons for you to run out and put those books on your pool and make sure you pick them up when they come out, respectively, in September and November of this year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Gosh, already November.
Comics be wildin'.
Wow.
They really do. Oh my God.
Oh, geez. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody out there, guess what time it is? La hora de la cervecita. And today we are doing the Irish Red Ale from SoCal Cerveceros. And of course, it's part of the We Love LA, where all the proceeds will go to help the people that were devastated by the fires in LA, the LA wildfires. And so we're very excited to try this. I'm super excited. I haven't had a Irish Red Ale in quite some time, so very excited about this. Red ales?
I know we've had red ales, but I don't know if we've had like an Irish Red Ale and one that we reviewed here.
Oh, you're right about that.
Yes, this week I am not pouring it into a glass. I'm going to go back to drinking it out of a can, like the heathen that I am.
You and me both. I don't know where my glass is, so...
But these things...
Oh, she fizzy.
Yeah, these ones just keep fuzzing all over the place.
Ooh.
My poor couch.
Look at that color.
Definitely
homie.
red.
I like how it smells.
Yeah, it smells good.
smells like what I expect
Wow.
an ale to smell like, but like good.
Look at this sexy beast.
Wow.
Sassy.
Smells good.
Oh, wow. That's a good smell. Oh, yeah. It looks like a buttery head too. So I'm very excited about this. Buttery head. That's what she said.
The visual in my mind right now,
Ooh. What's the description that we got on this? What's the deets?
I don't think there is one on the can. Maybe online.
I don't think so either. Maybe online.
Yeah. Take my first sip. I just spilled it all over myself. I am not.
Okay, messy.
I know I am not doing well with beer this month. Oh, good thing there's a napkin right here by my side.
It's got a really like nice creamy taste to it.
Yeah, definitely tastes like a red ale. The only time, honestly, I feel like I ever have red ales is at the Red Car, because they have a red.
Oh yes.
I don't know what it's called. Red car trolley, red. I don't know.
God damn.
Something red. But it's actually very good. So it's been so long, I don't even remember what they taste like, but this is really, really good. I'm just looking up to see if we can find anything on the
website.
Cerveceros Irish Red Ale.
I'm trying to find anything about it, but
already,
I don't.
dude.
I'm not seeing anything.
Someone is
It's
lighting off fireworks outside.
Look at this. This color is just magical. Oh yeah. I wonder if they still have any more 4-pack stuff, because I would definitely love to get more.
I bet they sold out that night.
You're probably right. Yeah, but this is so delicious. And that buttery taste.
It's really, really good. Yeah. I'm like really trying to find out more information about this. But okay, wait, I think I see it. They just have a picture of it.
But I don't know. Yeah. Whatever they did it right. It's like, that's for damn sure.
Like we've had red ales before. Like what distinguishes like a regular ale from a red ale? But besides the color.
So Irish red ales are balanced, easy drinking beers with reddish copper color and dry roasted finish, and that's definitely that roastiness flavor. I definitely taste that here. It's an interpretation of the English bitter style, but with less hops and some roasting for color. It's a mild malt forward beer style, which I also taste. I was the queen of malt beer in high school, and I used to drink it with straws. That's how hardcore I was.
Because she used to think it was fancy.
Girl, no.
The fanciest beer you could
fancy.
I just heard that you get drunk faster when you drink your alcohol through straws.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my malt liquor was
with the little hornet on
fat.
Yeah, mine had something to do with an elephant.
Hornet, yes.
I don't remember what the elephant was, but also Old English.
You know what? I never got into Old E, although now I would do it just to get the whole Compton
I'm like,
experience.
What color is your skin? You never drank Old English.
I know, right? What's wrong with me?
So it's also characterized by low alcohol, usually 4 to 6%. This one is 5.4, but high in flavor and aroma, which we got both of those from this beer.
Yes.
So it says drinkers of Irish red ale should expect aromas of malt and caramel sweetness. And I do taste that. I do taste the caramel
sweetness.
Yeah. Along flavors of toffee, buttered toast, and roasted grain. Yes.
Buttered toast. I said it. Buttery finish. Yes. Buttered toast, man. Do you guys remember that?
No. It's been a very long time.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Too much time has passed. In this case, too much
definitely
time has
the caramel sweetness. Definitely some kind of toasted, roasted flavor going on. That buttery taste that we were talking about as well. I'm really this is really good. I'm really enjoying it. I wish we had more information to give you besides the general what is an Irish red ale. But I hope this is if I had to read drink a low ABV ale type of beer, this would be, if I saw there was something like this, I'd go for this because the smell, the taste, the flavor, all of it really, really good.
Even the aftertaste that sticks around, which is kind of a roasty buttery, it's definitely pleasant. It's just really just quite out there. Man, it's been a minute since we've had a red ale, so I'm very excited.
And thank you to SoCal Cerveceros for having such a variety in this 4-pack. So we had the Saison, we've had this. There is an IPA, and what's the fourth one? Is a hazy and a regular, or I was just looking at it. Okay, so there's the Irish Red, there's the Saison, there's the hazy, and then there's the West Coast. So there's 2 IPAs, but honestly, in this beer environment, they could have just easily did 4 different kinds of IPAs. So I'm thankful that they were that they were
a variety, especially that Saison we tried last time.
I wish I could have experienced that.
Agreed, but this is I'm very happy with this 4-pack, let me tell you. I mean, like I said before, I think these beers have been brewed with the utmost care and love, and I think this shines through in this 4-pack as well. I can't wait to try the other 2 because I'm just if these are good, which of things to want to try, and these have knocked it out of the park for me. I can't wait to try the IPA and the West Coast IPA. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah. It's gonna be great. I'm just so beside myself with excitement.
So we rate our beers on a 5-point rating scale, where 1 is very unsatisfied, a 2 out of 5 is just regularly unsatisfied, a 3 out of 5 right in the middle is neutral, a 4 out of 5 is satisfied, and a 5 out of 5 is very satisfied. If the beer is off of our charts, then we do give it a Super Saiyan. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I really enjoy it. It was very complex in flavor notes. That toffee, caramel, buttery flavor was very, very complex, stayed around in my mouth. The flavor profile had a lot of different levels, and no yucky hop taste one way or another. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
This is Sarah, and I'm also giving it a 5 out of 5. I'm very excited about this. The other one that got the Super Saiyan was very transporting, transported me to another time and place in my life. That was just amazing. But this one is just delicious. Like the butteriness that I love butter. So for me, that's great. The toffee mixture in it was great. And it's really refreshing at the end too. And the actual residue taste in my tongue is not gripping. It's just smooth and just perfect. So 5 out of 5.
I'm gonna also give it a 5 out of 5. I think the flavor is really good. I think how it smells and the aftertaste and everything is really good. And it's been, I mean, it was a pretty warm day over here for us as well. So it just tastes really, really refreshing right now. So definitely 5 out of 5 for me.
Nice.
Excellent. That has been our beer review. All right, guys, now it's time for our book review. What are we reviewing
today? We are reviewing If You'll Have Me by Eunnie. I think that's how.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
Yes. With the cover design by Kate Renner. So I'm just gonna read what the synopsis right here in the back is. Love is at the door if they're brave enough to let it in. Momo Gardner is the kind of friend who's always ready to lend a helping hand. She's introverted, sensitive, and maybe a little too trusting, but she likes to believe the best in people. PG, on the other hand, is a bit of a lone wolf, despite her reputation for being a flirt and a player. Underneath all that cool mystery, she's actually quick to smile, and when she falls for someone, she falls hard. An unexpected meet-cute brings the two together, kicking off the beginning of an awkward yet endearing courtship. But with their drastically different personalities, Momo's overprotective friend and PG's past coming back to haunt her, Momo and PG's romance is put to the test. So, this was really, really cute.
It was
cute.
So cute.
Cute in a way that, like, low-key kind of made me angry. Like... No, you don't understand.
What?
Well, one, there's cuteness aggression. Like, whenever you see something cute. And this is exactly when I see some of my, like, really, like, cute, like, small coworkers at work. I'd be like, I just want to pinch your face and crush you. You're so fucking cute. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's kind of like, I had cuteness aggression towards Momo. I thought she was, like, really cute. And I was just like, wow. But also, like, the entire storyline was cute in a way that I was just like, God, I wish that was me. Whether I'd be PG or Momo is another thing. I think when I was in my early 20s, when I was a baby gay, I was more like Momo. And now that I am an elder gay. Elder gay, yeah. Now that I am an elder gay. I am a bit more like PG in that I guess I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to make myself emotionally available to anybody in that manner, but it would be nice. It would be nice. But not me. It's all me, baby. It's only ever gonna be me. I don't need no bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Don't listen to me. Me and myself have a toxic relationship.
Look at this cute page. I'm gonna see if you get it here. Where they're just dancing.
Oh, that was really cute.
That is so cute. Yes.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, though, that do not happen in the club.
First of all, there is no ins and outs.
Right,
yep. Yeah. Stay in or get
this is out. Like, this was really cute. Like, I think it presented a very like as I was reading this, I was just like, it was really, really cute. It was really wholesome. It was really beautiful. I love the artwork. I love the characters. I love how well nuanced. And don't tell me, like, there was like a big overarching issue about like miscommunication, in communication, friendship, and what it is entitled, and like I get also maybe like promiscuity in the LGBTQ community. But as I was reading in this, I couldn't help but thinking was just all like, I can tell you a million ways this could have gotten messy. But here's the thing about these stories. I think these stories are really good and they're really cute and they're really endearing because this is marketed for teens.
Yeah.
And I think it's really like, it's one, I'm not in my 20s anymore. Two, I'm in my 30s and I've been through some messy shit. I've been the messy shit. And, like, it would be like really, like, as I was reading it, I kept thinking, it was just all like, I know somebody like that, but their story ended up worse or messier and stuff like that. So reading something like this, I was just all like, it would have been nice if things could have gone cuter or more sweetly or more like sanitary, I guess you could say, instead of the unenviable human messes that most of us are. I know. But tell me why that would have led to a full ass fight in a lesbian bar?
100%.
Hell, in any bar.
I think you bring up some good points though about
100%.
I think why Eunnie included the part in this story of how PG and Momo actually come around, and it's a struggle, don't get me wrong, but actually learn how to communicate better with each other, because both of them have a history of Momo doesn't stand up for herself and she lets people take advantage of her. She's a yes woman, and she wants to just be liked. And so for her, that leads her to doing things that she doesn't necessarily want to do, or honestly should be doing, because she just wants people to like her. And for PG, she is someone who had many relationships that she had gone through that mostly ended, I don't know, badly, but because of miscommunication and her not understanding that words are important when it comes to communicating how you feel, that it's not just actions. And I know a lot of people say, actions speak louder than words or whatever. And in some cases I understand what that means. But at the same time, when you are in a relationship, whether it be parent, child, friendship, BFFs, or a dating, romantic relationship, communication is important. And what I really enjoyed was Eunnie actually showing us how harmful not communicating properly, positively can be, not only to relationships, but to your own self worth and self-concept and just your own mental health. Because both of them were just so miserable for having had that miscommunication, but not really knowing how to voice how they were feeling so that they could get that truth out of. And I know that I have gone on a long journey of learning how to communicate, and sometimes I fall back into those old habits, but I would give the silent treatment like the best of them. Ask Eddie how we drove 3.5-4 hours from my hometown to home in complete silence because I was mad at him.
Oh my god. You're just reminding. Wow. I didn't talk to my brother for 2 years because, and he was just like, I don't know what happened. And in my mind, I was just like, what fucking happened? You should know. You should know what happened. Yeah. But then after that, I was just like, whatever, fuck it.
And so we have our own stories that we tell ourselves and our own dialogues. And we have this whole entire, thing playing out in our head. And most of the time, the person that we have conflict with either A, is nowhere near that same story in their own head, or they just have no idea whatsoever what's going on. And so that is why I really appreciated in the story how Eunnie shows us how the miscommunication and the bad communication really negatively affects them both, and how they come around to actually communicating. And even when they are finally honest with each other, it's a struggle. And it is a struggle. I felt like that conversation that they had with each other was so real and so like realistic. And I appreciated that, because like Jen said, this book is YA. It is targeted and marketed towards teens and young adults. And I think that healthy communication is so rarely taught or talked about, because I mean, for the most part, we all have unhealthy communication with our parents. And so where are we going to learn that shit from? So I really, really loved that she had PG and Momo model what healthy, positive communication looks like, and continue to do so. Like they're at the end of the book, or towards the end of the book, there's another situation that happens where I think Momo feels like maybe she wants to fall back into her own old habits of just doing what she thinks someone else wants her to do to please them. But she's able to find her voice and say, okay, this is how I feel. This is what I think. And, you know, is that okay? How do you think? Like what? And they're able to have a conversation about that situation that they're in. And I just really, really love the story as a whole. The art is super cute. And we've had this book for quite some time. And just so happened that we found it in time for Pride. So I'm so glad that we were able to read it and share it during this month.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually reading this story, I actually cried. Big surprise, of course. Sarah cries, it gets emotional. But actually, I identified really a lot with Momo, like with my first relationship, like the people pleasing, and like swallowing your words and swallowing your thoughts and your feelings just to keep everything like okay. And also like also I don't reading it made me sad because where she kind of set her boundaries, I would have just gone through with it just to please the other person. So but a lot of the things, like especially like the wandering eye, where she's insecure about her place in the relationship, and you know, just the history of like all these relationships that PG has had, and people obviously giving her information, to unwanted information, because I don't really want to know all that. But now she's confronted with that, and like confronting even her perception of PG as opposed to what everybody else is talking about PG, you know, and the little side comments of like, I can't believe he's with her. Like, she's not his type. I mean, her type. Like, and it's like that, those little things kind of, they become this little seeds inside your heart that just keep like going wild. And then next thing you know, you're just repeating these things over and over in your head. And you're like, I'm not worthy, or I'm not good enough. And that's a very sad feeling and a very lonely place to be in, especially when you want to believe that this is real love, you know? And it could very well be, but if you're like, you're stuck in your own feelings and in your own insecurities, it's just very difficult to move on from that. And it becomes a real lonely place to be. And it's really hard to come out of that feeling good about yourself at all, even if that. So I think the portrayal in this book was very like heartwarming and very special, specifically with the conversations that they were having. Even when PG talked to her ex-girlfriend, they weren't even official because PG couldn't communicate, you know? And then she turns around and tells PG, she's like, you know, sometimes we need the words. We need the words. And that really hit home. And that just made me happy because like I've come a long way from that little insecure girl that just wanted to be loved and just had all these thoughts in my head about being insecure about myself and not being worthy, and then coming out of it. And now like I'm happily married, and I have a great podcast, and I have great podcast hosts and friends, and you know, just the evolvement of a person as they mature and accept things about themselves. And I think that is kind of like a really good kind of part of the story that I got from this particular story and book. So I thought this was magnificent, and not to mention the art was sensational. Like, and I also love the part where even the phone texting is also like a character within the story. Like, I thought that was really cool.
I do love it. No, super great. I loved the many different relationships, because I mean, there's PG and like her relationship with her family, with her identity too, masculinity and femininity. There's Momo and her relationship with her friends, and like, but also like that initial like first relationship as well, or like relationship. The relationship between PG and Momo, and then it was all this was so good. So good. And even though like I didn't even feel angry at her friend either, because like her friend was like justified to feel the way that she did, because she was just looking out for her, because she had seen the damage that had been done to Momo before, and so she was just looking out for her. So like, I couldn't be pissed because I knew that in that moment, I too would be like Momo's friend. I'd be like, you gotta be like, and especially knowing who I am too, I'm just like, you gotta think. Don't listen to your heart. Listen to your brain. What is your brain telling you right now? Be logical. Be sensible. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you touched upon the relationship between PG and her family, because part of the dialogue is written in a different language, and then right below it is the English. And I thought that was just a really special point where you're not like, of course you're sensitive to the reader, but you also are very keen on the identity of that character. And I thought that was amazing.
I thought that was a really good way of adding culture to PG as well. So I think I was reading and I was just like, this is either Vietnamese or I'm like pretty sure it's Vietnamese. Like 85%
Cantonese. Well, it doesn't like spoon feed it to you. It's just the additional like the dialogue in its native language, plus also the English for the readers just below it. And I thought that was amazing. I thought it was just a really graceful way of showing identity to these characters and highlighting diversity, which I thought was great.
Honestly, the thing that clued me in was one of the foods that they described.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Vietnamese.
God, of course.
Because bun, I'm really probably butchering the pronunciation for this, but bun rio it's a soup. Yeah. I was just like,
well, Eunnie is actually an Asian American. She's Korean American, and she's an illustrator based in Washington. She loves to explore relationships through her art and writing and finds much joy in the portrayal of queer intimacy. When she's not cooking up new stories, Eunnie spends her time napping, watching video essays, and collecting hoodies in every color. And you can find her on both Twitter and Instagram at EunnieBoo. And that's EUNNIEBOO. And in the very back, there's a dedication, and this book is dedicated to the lesbians, to women who love women, and the sapphics of color. You are so loved.
I mean, that did kind of make me tear up when I went to the end. I was just like, you know how, I'm not saying my life would be easier, but it would have been nice to have something like this when I was a teenager and I was trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it really does a good job of helping the characters figure it all out. And I think that's important. There is a lot to be said for the relationships that we have in our young 20s when we are just growing and changing and discovering ourselves, and how that really shapes who you become over the span of your adulthood. So I really, really think that Eunnie did an amazing job at the character development in this book.
Absolutely. I really, really love this book. Like I said, I teared up just kind of like really identifying with one of the characters. And you don't even have to be queer to identify with the characters. I mean, just the struggles they're going through and the emotions that are being portrayed in this book and how they're feeling towards each other. Just, it's really kind of a universal feeling.
And something amazing that I learned when I was looking up more information on Eunnie, this is the very first graphic novel she's ever written.
Wow.
Yeah.
Knocked it out of the park. It's really good.
I mean, seriously, that's really great writing. Just really great. Just amazing. And did Eunnie do both the art and
I believe so, because it just says in the front
story?
by Eunnie, and there's no other pages where it gives any other credit. So yeah, that's my assumption. And it does say she's an illustrator.
Oh my God. Yeah. First book, both the illustrator and the writer and also the first book, my God, like I want to read what's next, because I mean, can you imagine? This book is just so amazingly done that I just can't imagine other works being like.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it's
I want to read them now.
It's wonderfully
Like,
placed.
wow.
It's wonderfully like done, formatted, and everything. Its readability is incredible. Like there's incredible flow to this. It's hard to believe this is her first book, but it is it's published by Penguin Viking Press. Yeah, Penguin Teen, so a subsidiary of Penguin. So that makes sense. They have standards. But that isn't to discredit her own works too, because this is so well done. I really did love it. I loved everything about it. And hey, if this can make the baby gays better communicators, because Lord knows I'm not, then have at it. I loved it. I really do.
So I recommend it, definitely.
I was going to say, on her Instagram, I'm just looking at some of the other things that she's done and some artwork that she's done. And in a post that she put out July 6th of last year, she actually posted some pages of Momo and PG together. And the caption says, "Sometimes I think about what a sequel to If You'll Have Me might look like, and I just know there would be more smooching." And these are like 3 pages of Momo and PG together, like kissing and hanging out or whatever. And I'm like, that to me feels like there needs to be a whole story around.
Yeah.
So hopefully, Eunnie, if you are listening, you will at some point come out with a sequel, because I think that anyone who reads this book would love to read that one.
Absolutely. Maybe a journey into the introducing physical aspect of the romantic relationship would be awesome. Whew,
so great. Our rating scale for our books is a scale of 1 to 3 conchas. 3 conchas being the most conchas that Jen's mom ever let her eat in one sitting. And now I'm regretting not getting any pan dulce from Northgate when we were there. Yes, so if the book is off of our concha chart, then we each will come up with an individualized rating. And I'll go ahead and get started. And I am going to give it the whole panaderia. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I got through it very quickly and really, really loved it. I really loved the all the characters, the storyline, the character development, the art, the coloring. Everything was just top notch. And if a sequel comes out, I would be first in line to buy it. So I'm going to give it the whole panaderia.
Yes, this is Sarah, and I'm going to give it the whole panaderia and a cup of champurrado because it smelled so good today at Northgate, and I just feel like it would just be perfect. Just loved it. I absolutely loved it. It definitely pulled at some emotional parts of me, and I love that. It was just really just
I'm also going to give it the entire panaderia and a cup of champurrado. I think this was really well done. I think it was really cute. I think it was a great like view into like not just like lesbian relationships, but like how to like navigate a first relationship as well. It was really well done. The entire panaderia for me.
Awesome. That has been our book review. All right, guys, now it's time for En La Libreria.
So
Jen,
today,
what
in
do you have for
honor
us today?
of being a gay, but also for Pride Month, Be Gay, Do Crime, A History of Queer Resistance. Everyday Acts of Queer Resistance and Rebellion from Working Class History by Zane McNeil, Blue Buchanan, and Riley Claire Valentine. So this is like an actual book. This isn't a comic or something like that. It's like a full book. The story, this is being done by Working Class History, which is on their like For You page here is history isn't made by kings or politicians. It's made by us, billions of ordinary people. We research and celebrate this history in our podcast, social media accounts, and books. And I believe this isn't their first the first book that they've done. They've done Black Coal and Red Bandanas, a graphic novel about an illustrated history of the West Virginia mine wars, which really cool. Yeah. They have done They've done 4 other projects, all also relating to history. The Workers' Way to Freedom and Other Council Communist Writings, Where We Go, They Go, A Story of Anti-Racist Action, and Insurgent Labor, A New Blueprint for Worker Power. And all of them have been successfully funded. So they definitely know their stuff. But the introduction that they have right here for this campaign is Help Us Publish Be Gay, Do Crime, Everyday Acts as Queer Resistance and Rebellion, the second book in Working Class History's Everyday Acts series, with hundreds of stories of LGBTQ plus activism from around the world for every day of the year. Pre-order now for discount copies of the books and choose from a range of great discounted awards. Sometimes it pays to be gay and do crime, allegedly. As communities are boldly rising to challenge capitalism, white supremacy, and authoritarianism, Be Gay, Do Crime, Everyday Acts of Queer Resistance is your ultimate guide to LGBTQ resilience and rebellion. Packed with hundreds of snapshots of radical queer history, this book celebrates the bold, the brave, and the beautifully defiant moments that have shaped the fight for justice. Ever wondered why the Stonewall protests became an uprising, or what the earliest acts of queer resistance look like? How about the ways queer communities have organized against oppression across the globe? Be Gay, Do Crime dives into these stories and so many more, from fierce acts of resistance to joyful victories, bringing to life the rich, diverse history of LGBTQ plus liberation. By situating readers within a larger pattern of struggle, these everyday acts counter the erasure of queer people from history and serve as a reminder that our struggles are part of a broader fight against systemic violence and dehumanization. This isn't just a history book, it's a rallying cry. Flip to any page, soak up some inspiration, and join the legacy of resistance. And then they have the additional rewards and stuff like that, which includes a shirt,
nice.
The first working everyday acts of class resistance and rebellion history. So this one's more focusing on class. And then they have people who are backing it. They have a breakdown about the contributors, like the writers, the editors, what it is that they do, and then we get a breakdown into rewards. So they are looking for a total goal of $12,000. They are currently at $10,284 with 190 backers and 28 days to go. If you can always make a pledge without expecting a reward, you just want to show your support. But the base pledge does start at $9, which is the ebook. You get an ebook version of Be Gay, Do Crime. At $23, you get the paperback and the ebook. And then at $45, you get a hardcover and the ebook version. So the $23 one is a softcover one, and the $45 one is a hardcover copy of the book. You can do a buy one, donate one at $45. If you want the shirt, it's $50 for a paperback and a t-shirt. And then the prices keep going up from there, where you can buy a combination of all the books that they have published, plus some as well. Definitely check it out. I think this is really, really important, especially since it gives a worldwide perspective. I know if you're following the news and everything right now, it's still not great to be out and open sometimes, unless you're living in a place that is safe. But let's be real, nowhere is ever truly safe until everywhere is safe. But it's so easy, especially I think in California, to fall into this false sense of security, because you're like, oh, wouldn't it happen here in California? But the answer is it would. You don't even need to go that far for it to happen in California, a hate crime or anything like that. Lord knows that there's been enough. What is it? Recently, the murder of the actor who played what's from King of the Hill, John Redcord. Yeah, his name is Josh E. At first, they weren't even reporting it as like that he was murdered or anything. They just said that he died, and then it was only people like one, his husband, and two other people saying like, no, this was a hate crime.
Yeah.
That finally the Texas police was just like, oh, okay, so maybe it wasn't like, you know, he didn't just drop dead. This was potentially a hate crime. So it's
Wow.
definitely definitely existing and being out is itself a defiance of the norm. You know, you are creating space for yourself just by being like, I'm here. But, you know, you can do something else as well. You can throw a brick through the city hall. I don't know. Allegedly. You know, you just don't get caught, allegedly. But there's many ways. There's, of course, peaceful protest, organized protest, sit-ins, stuff like that. But, you know, Stonewall was a riot, so sometimes things happen. But definitely check it out. I think it's history that is well worth being recorded and saved, because Lord knows they're never going to teach it to you unless you take a class on it. So definitely check it out.
Excellent. All right, guys, now time for Juntos y
So
Fuertes. What do you have for us today,
I
Kristen?
am going to tell you all about Stacked Deck Press. And Stacked Deck Press is a publishing company that was founded in 2015 to cultivate diversity and excellence in the LGBTQAIU comic publishing world. They released their first publication, Calogrenant book, the first, oh, what a night, in 2015. They released Alphabet, an anthology to commemorate and support the Prism Comics Queer Press Grant, and that debuted at the Queer Comics Expo in 2016. And recently, Tyler Cohen's Primahood Magenta was released to a friendly response at the Brooklyn Book Festival and the Long Beach Comic Con. So they have, you can go to Stacked Deck Press, that's STACKEDDECKPRESS.com, and they have a long list of books that you can buy that are all either written by and or about LGBTQIA community. They also are the publishing company of the Come Out and Play anthology that we read, and we didn't read it, that we reviewed, that we interviewed the editors for, that we heard about all of the cool stories that are involved when we went to that panel at WonderCon and heard about more of the stories that are going to be included, and we can't wait to actually be able to read that book. So yes, there's a long list of books that you can buy there, and you can get the copy of Come Out and Play soon. I think they're coming out in... When are they coming out? Is it August? I feel like it might be August. Yes. So,
I believe so.
Which is coming up fast.
We actually read Primahood Magenta. Do you guys remember that? How long ago that was?
Primahood Magenta?
Yeah.
Oh,
like, I'm going to show you the picture. Yeah. You'll probably recognize...
Oh,
yes, I do recognize
yeah, we did.
that.
Nice.
Yeah,
we've read so many books.
So long ago.
I'm not gonna lie, we have read so many books, and then I just also read other books for fun. Like, what the fuck?
Right? Yeah.
There's so.
Yeah, and I think we also reviewed We're Still Here.
Yes, an anthology about transgender
titles we also read.
People who are in the transgender community. They have a book called Resistance: The LGBT Fight Against Fascism in World War II. Doesn't that sound so interesting?
It does.
I am actually
really
finding things that I didn't realize were on here. There is, I think, did we read We Belong? I don't think so, but we talked about. But yeah, We're Still Here. We read and reviewed, and there are just a bunch of books here on this website that you'll be able to order and get. And there's also a calendar of where you can find them. And I do know that they are part of the Prism booth at San Diego Comic-Con every year. So you can definitely find a lot of those books. But there is a place where you can find titles. So there is a long list of bookshops that carry their stuff. So you can find somewhere hopefully near you where you can find books. And there's a list here with states from all over the country and also in Canada. So again, that is stackeddeckpress.com. And you go to that website, you're going to find something cool and amazing that is going to be right up your alley.
Absolutely. And you could also follow them on Instagram at Stacked Deck Press, as it is, of course, stackeddeckpress.com, but just
You good?
Deck Press on Instagram. Yeah, right? Like, whew, tongue twister. Anyway, thank you so much for that. Now it's time for Saludos. Saludos goes out today to Tara Madison Avery. Tara is part of Stack Deck Press as well, and she's currently working on fulfilling the Kickstarters that successfully funded the Oops, I Just Catharted, what I thought it was a cute title. Oops, I Just Catharted, which is cool. And also the Come Out and Play Sports, Queer Sports Project. They're working on that too. I think there's a few stories that are still coming in for that anthology. So she's hard at work at that. So saludos again to Tara Madison Avery. You could follow her on at Tara. Okay, so it's TARAMAVERY on Instagram. Saludos for Tara Madison Avery. Can't wait to get my copy of Come Out and Play. So excited about that. But yet, saludos goes out to you. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode.
As always, you can go to our website at comadresycomics.com, where you find links to some of our older episodes and all of our socials and some information about where other places you can find us on the interwebs. If you're only listening to this show, you can watch us on our YouTube channel at Comadres Comics Podcast. And if you are watching us, you can listen to us on any major streaming platform. Oh, and you can also email us at comadresycomics@gmail.com.
Also, the comments option is enabled on Spotify. So if you'd like to leave us a message, a dirty limerick, or want to give us a finger, definitely go through there so we can definitely possibly if it's actually it doesn't matter, we will read it on the next show. So hopefully we'll get some commentary and some interaction from the listeners out there. We really appreciate it. This has been our episode. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Kristen.
We have been your host,
And I'm Jen.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.